All right guys, Steve Ariad here with Outdoor Solutions, and we're out here on the range, and today we're going to talk about shooting positions and things we can do to make ourselves more stable. Now, it's hard to get bench stable sometimes in some positions. You may have a little bit of movement here or there, and that's where your good fundamentals, trigger control, are going to really play a huge role. But sometimes with just some of the equipment we may have with us in the field, or equipment that we may realize we need to have with us, we can become more stable by utilizing it correctly and practicing some of these things, using dry fire techniques, things like that. So I've got Eddie here, and we're shooting at a target about 500 meters away or so, and we are going to show you through the Tactacam system some of the reticle movement that he has, and as I add things to him and tweak some of his body position, hopefully we see that reticle get more stable and we're able to get hits on target. So let's jump into this. So right now we're just using a bog pod system alone. We've got Eddie sitting here with the American Hunter, the 6.5 Creedmoor, and Eddie, go ahead and get on target and try to get as stable as you can just using your body and the tripod alone.
Okay, on target.
All right. So now he's on target, and he's doing a pretty good job. He's got his elbow braced against his knee up. He's not utilizing his sling at all to do any type of pulling or pushing against the tripod. He's using just his body and the tripod alone. So maybe if the game animal was close, or it's a larger target, or maybe you're really solid in this position, this could be something you can get into in a hurry. So now let's go ahead and start adding some different stuff and see how it works. Now, we love these Sandstock and Keurig bags because they're extremely lightweight. And they work in a variety of different positions. So we're going to start adding these to his position to see if we can make him more stable. So there's one bag, and then we'll take this second bag and we'll implement it here in a second. But just use that one bag and try to get your body up against it and utilize it. Now, ideally, what we want is we want the back of the gun to be supported by something other than our muscle tension. We don't want to be having to hold the gun up. I want something else to really be doing the majority of the holding. I don't mind doing minor tweaks, but I don't want a majority of my muscles to be holding up the gun because I'm going to get some instability there. I can only hold those positions for so long, and certainly not good for, for glassing for long periods of time or trying to get on a specific animal and wait for that shot. All right, so this is just the one large bag. You feel pretty solid? Does that help at all?
Oh yeah.
Okay. So now we're going to take the small bag and implement it on top of that. So now, using the smaller bag on top of the larger one, now the bags are actually making contact with the back of the gun. So now we have a good 2 point of contact here. We've got one major one here at the back and a major here at the front, and then a little bit of his arm here supporting the gun right there where his trigger finger's at. So go ahead and get on target.
On target.
Good. So that's a pretty solid position there. And looking at it, back here, he's pretty stable. I can see a little left to right movement, what it looks like to me. And then it looks like most of our stability here is going to be pretty much, we've solved the majority of it. 80% of it's already done here. The only way I can make this position any more stable is if I start doing things up here now. So Eddie, I'm going to take this from you. So right now, the equipment we've used is these two bags and the tripod, and that's it. Now I'm going to take the backpack and I'm going to put it right here. I'm going to take this this large bag and put it on top of this backpack. So now he's resting his arm, and he's probably going to be resting the back of the gun as well on there. Now this action is open. Eddie, I'm going to slide this bag over your muzzle real quick. So if you would just hold still. There, and I'm going to slide this all the way back. And I love to keep these bags back on my forend like this. You can use them for wedges in trees, you can use them for sticks, you can use them off logs, off the window of your truck. You can use them off a variety of different positions to kind of dampen movement, and they're extremely good for doing things and maximizing your stability. So now back of the gun supported, backpack is here, front of the gun is in the rest. The bag is kind of acting as a buffer between the gun itself and the sticks. His right hand is on there. He's a left-handed shooter, so his right hand is on these sticks, kind of pairing everything together. So this is what I'd probably guess is going to be our most stable position. Took a little longer to set up, but it's our most stable position. If we have the time, this is what we want to do. And a lot of the times with students, the first thing they say to me is, well, that's great if you have the time to set it up. And they're exactly right. If you never practice this, you're not going to be able to drop down in this position and be super stable at these longer distances. You're going to have to put some effort into these positions prior to the hunt to make sure that you're prepared to shoot at longer distances. It's the same with anything else we do. If we want to become more proficient at something, we're going to have to practice. So this, however, being stable, you can practice this position in your living room. Granted, you can't fire, or you shouldn't probably, but you can practice this dry firing in your living room. You don't have to go to the range. You don't have to go to the field. You can spend 5-10 minutes a night being like, hey, how does my backpack work? How does my rear bag work here? How do these sticks work? Okay, this is good. I need this piece of equipment, and I could do 90% of the shooting I need to do out to 500 or 600 yards. So practice this stuff. Go take a class. Go work with some friends. Have someone look at you and do some coaching on you to try to get you more stable. So practice these things, and yes, you will be able to drop down into them quickly. Because if you watch any of the competitive shooting that's going on today in the precision world, you'll watch guys get in and out of uncomfortable, awkward shooting positions very quickly, very efficiently, and put rounds on targets at extreme distances on small targets. So there is a way to do what we need to do, build these positions up quickly, and still get accurate hits at distance. So Eddie, if you feel solid there, I want you to go ahead and load, and let's get a hit on target. All right, line's hot on you. You can fire when ready. Impact. Nice shot. Go ahead and clear it out for me. All right, guys, thanks for tuning in to Outdoor Solutions and Field to Table. Be sure to check back with us soon. We're always adding tips to the website. We'd love to see you guys here.